What's up, guys? It's your boy David Alaverdi, undefeated professional boxer, amateur national champion, and European bronze medalist. And today I'm with my good friend Adam Haddad, in my humble opinion, one of the better coaches in Israel today. And we're gonna jump straight into it and talk about a great fight that's coming up next week: Tyson Fury against Alexander Usyk. And yeah, I just wanted to hear your thoughts about their last fight before the
rematch.
Yeah.
Good fight. Very good fight. Oh man, where to begin on that? I think Tyson Fury didn't utilize the physical tools really to the best of his extent.
I agree.
He adjusts well though. I mean, what other example do we have of a rematch other than Deontay Wilder, right? And he made the spectacular adjustment in the second fight. Mm-hmm. So is the gypsy mind working now in the camp to retinker what he did? Because if you're looking at it, he didn't physically impose himself. What I thought was well utilized was the long guard, right?
Yep.
Because in my opinion, Usyk is the king of the lead hand game. Right?
True.
You play that game with him, you're going to lose. You're not going to beat him in that game. So if you're going stiff and long and just making sure that that's the distance, that's the control, then you're halfway to controlling the smaller guy. The thing was, Usyk then just started throwing straights to the body.
Yeah.
How much was it affecting Fury? We don't know. But it's points. It's money. It's money in the bank. So he needs to adjust that long guard. He needs to figure out how best to utilize it and press forward with it as well. Not just circle out, control the neck and get out. He needs to figure out how to pressurize with that earlier on. The other thing that Tyson Fury did exceptionally well in the earlier rounds was his feinting.
Yeah.
He feinted the shit out of him. You could see. Obviously, it's a big fight. Usyk's just got tension running through his body. He wants to be the unified world champion. It's just everything he's ever worked for his entire life. So obviously you're not going to be at your most relaxed, at your best in the first few rounds. So that tension played into Tyson Fury, and all those feints and double feints that Tyson Fury likes to do. You could see it. It moved Usyk and it created openings for him.
What do you think was the changing point? Because when you watch the fight at the very early rounds, Tyson Fury did really well, as you said, with the feints and this beautiful uppercut that was the right uppercut that it was catching Usyk with for so many rounds. It was a very, very hard shot. So and then all of a sudden just switched. Do you think he got tired, or maybe it was something else, or just Usyk is just too smart?
Let me ask you this then: if with every champ, with every top level guy, you could isolate and say, well, they're a freak at this. Right, like there's something that they're like a freak at in that division. So my question to you is, what is Usyk a freak at?
He's so good at, I would say, angles, movement.
But that's technique. I'm telling you, like, what is like a physical trait of the guy that he has over other people?
Physical trait. Well, he's smaller, he's quicker than most of them, and his mindset, fucking Russian killer.
So you hit the nail on the head for me. I think his superpower is discipline. I think what sets him apart, and I saw that really in the Tony Bellew fight, because Tony Bellew is a hell of a fighter.
Oh wow, yeah, that's good. Yeah,
but
I agree.
Discipline just outweighs everything. When you're going in and you know, okay, I lost a round, unfazed, that's part of the plan, and you're unemotional about your execution, and you're clear-minded enough to make the adjustments in the moments and round to round, that's a nightmare.
Yeah,
that's a nightmare. You can say what you want about Floyd Mayweather, but what set him apart from everybody else was the master of adjustments and the master of being clear-minded in the moment. And I think that's what Usyk does exceptionally well.
I definitely agree.
He just adjusts and he makes the adjustments, and then he's clinical with his game plan. So you take the first 4 rounds, fine, he knows that. He knew that was going to happen, but he invested to the body. He knew that at some point, 4 or 5 rounds in, you're going to slow it down just that little bit. You're not going to have the same footwork underneath you. You're not going to be able to jab off the line in the same way. So that discipline, for me, was the real, what exposed Fury and what made Fury look in those middle rounds like...
It always bothers me seeing how guys start at a certain pace and they end up at the same pace. It seems like he doesn't get tired, which makes no sense to me.
Can you tell me how a big guy like that does that?
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. Okay, move that way at the super heavyweight division. Obviously smaller, but still.
Dude, look at Jai Opetaia, okay, as like a young prospect coming up now.
Right.
He don't throw that many punches.
No.
He don't move like that. And he's lighter. We saw Beterbiev a week ago.
Exactly.
Way stiffer, way heavier than a guy who's bigger and heavier than him.
Yep.
So, I mean...
So it's a freak of nature?
I think the freak part with him, because if you ask me, is he fast? No. I mean, he's not like shockingly fast. He's not going to throw something like that makes you go
like Roy Jones fast.
Yeah, he's definitely not. He's not a freak fast. He doesn't have freak power. He doesn't throw. He doesn't have a Pacquiao left hand on him. He doesn't throw something that makes you go, oh shit, you've got to watch out in that first few rounds. He breaks you down, and he can stop people, but how he stops them is accumulated shots.
Yeah.
So the freak is the mental game. There's obviously, because of his coach, because of his upbringing, there's a lot of comparison to Lomachenko. There's a lot of similarities, but there's also things that only he does. There's also patterns. He doesn't change levels the same way that Lomachenko does. He does level change, and he did that exceptionally well against Anthony Joshua, but he doesn't utilize the same things always. He's a light heavyweight. He has to move like a light heavyweight. So I think the freak part, I think that the thing that sets him apart is that mental strength and mental space he has.
I agree. So how do you think the heavyweight division will shape after this fight?
What heavyweight division, huh?
Yeah.
What heavyweight?
Exciting.
Look, I mean, it's all up in the air now. I'll tell you a funny story quickly. I back in, I think it was 2015, Anthony Joshua was fighting Dylan White, and I wasn't impressed. And I remember at the time them building up Anthony Joshua as being this, like the next big coming, and I was like, really, that's the guy? Obviously, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but that guy looks like a bodybuilder to me. He looks stiff, looks thin. I remember him from the Olympics. Wasn't particularly impressed.
I thought he shouldn't have won the Olympics. He was. They robbed Savon and they robbed Camarade the finals as well. So there you go. Meanwhile,
at that same year, Dubois just won a heavyweight amateur tournament, and I saw this back. I remember seeing he was 19 or something, and I remember seeing this back and watching him rotate into punches. And I'm thinking to myself, if that keeps going, that looks like a boxer. That looks like what's going to knock Anthony Joshua's head off. Now, I just threw that out there back then. I remember thinking that. And luckily I put my money on that last few weeks ago too. But the point is that this guy is now coming to his fruition. I think he's learned lessons. I think the loss that he suffered to the other British heavyweight early on, forget his name, really woke him up and made him realize, oh, I'm not as good as I think I am. I need to actually focus on technique and focus on building my repertoire and not just relying on power punches.
Right.
And if you ask me, that wasn't a low blow against Usyk.
That wasn't low blow.
That wasn't a low blow against Usyk.
But look, Usyk played it. He played the same thing. Gets Beterbiev in the amateurs. He's a player. Fair game to him. Fair game to him. But let's say the ref wouldn't take it and it would start a count. I don't believe Usyk would just lay down, take his time. He would just get up, start running, and he would eventually do the same thing. That's my opinion. I don't think.
But it's worth a rematch, right?
I agree.
It's worth an immediate rematch if you ask me.
Yeah.
So what's the future of the heavyweight division? Those two. Okay.
Yeah, most likely.
the confidence of Dubois coming into it, I think he'll knock Anthony Joshua out in a rematch.
Yeah.
The confidence of him going into it. I think the worst thing that could happen for Dubois right now is if they put him with Wardley. Like, keep him away from Wardley. Wardley's right now off the back of that KO. I think they just keep him away from Wardley, and then put him against Usyk again. That's the future. That's, if you ask me, that's the most interesting.
That's a good fight.
After that, it's anyone's game. It's a real, like, we're now kind of coming off the wave of a bunch of heavyweights that were peaking around the age and time, and now we're kind of like coming into the sort of
exciting time for the heavy division.
It'll be exciting again in like 2 or 3 years when all these kind of younger guys are sort of like, you know, sorted it out a little bit more. But we've just come off the back of, I think, like, what is in the modern era one of the best. Certainly in my time watching boxing after Tyson and Lennox Lewis, one of the best periods of heavyweight boxing.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
And I have no problem with Usyk coming out as the generational best of them.
I think he's there already. He's there already.
I have no problem putting him amongst the, you know, I think if in a rematch with Tyson Fury, like if he knocks out of the park and defends his title again, I have no problem putting him in the mix with some of the best of all time because of just, like I said, I don't think he's physically gifted in any particular way. I think his gift is his mental strength.
Yeah.
You know, and also I love him.
He grew up on us with this his humor. I like this stuff.
I love him, man.
Did you watch his last press conference?
I did.
Then he comes like a hitman.
When he turns out as Hitman, that's hilarious. Like, the guy's got so much personality, and he's just so charismatic. That viral video that went with him and Conor McGregor, and he's doing the Conor McGregor.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
He just how could you not
the guy,
love him?
crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy
guy. No, and he's awesome, you know, so we need that.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury's awesome too, man. Tyson Fury's
Definitely.
awesome too. Tyson Fury, when he told his story on Joe Rogan about, like, oh, I nearly drove my Ferrari off a thing, and I stopped myself because I realized, well, you know, there's a bunch of other people out there with depression, and at least I can fight for them.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing for a boxing champ to say, you know.
But he has these lapses where it goes crazy, then it goes normal. So people are kind of tired of it. At least I am. It's just, every time there's a new story, then how he comes back from this depression and craziness. Like, yeah, okay, bro, we got it the first time.
You can't forget that the guy's a gypsy. He's a gypsy. They don't have very long life expectancy, those guys. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You know, I remember in one of those, like, I think it was before the Klitschko fight, they did a documentary on him, and they traced back the Fury fighting family to like 8 or 9 generations. Like, that's what you're talking about. Like, that's like breeding for fighting already. That's already something else. These guys are bare knuckle boxers centuries and centuries back. That's what they are. They're built for drinking and fighting.
Yep.
You know, they're not built for long-term investment,
right.
and you know, they're gypsy fighters, bare knuckle gypsy fighters. So
tough people.
I get it, you know, and that video that came out of him falling out of the pub and whatever, that's what I expect to see. I don't expect to see him, you know, on a Sunday morning, you know, making an organic breakfast or something.
Yeah, definitely not.
So
maybe his wife does it too.
his wife, you ever seen him and his wife doing the home workouts?
Yeah,
That's one of the most entertaining things you'll ever see in your life. I was during the corona, and I clicked onto one live, and it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I highly recommend it.
That's
Tyson
funny.
Fury home
You guys should watch
workouts.
that.
Tyson Fury home workouts with his wife. I highly recommend it.
Okay, let's go for the most important part of the video. Predictions.
Predictions.
Yeah, let's go.
You go first.
Okay, so
If I'm ready for this.
my opinion is, and then again, usually when I predict stuff, it doesn't really bend the other way.
Okay.
So I think Usyk is gonna do what Usyk does, and he's gonna lose the early rounds like he did before, and he's gonna pick up the pressure on the later rounds. I'm talking about after round 5, and he's gonna win by decision. And
Okay, so for argument's sake, and just for the follow-up podcast, for the follow-up video,
Right.
I'm gonna go with Fury, and I'm gonna go purely on the fact that he in a rematch, you know, he's got enough of a boxing IQ and a knowledge to make adjustments, and I mean, the size, it's still...
You think he's going to use his size? I'm asking you why, because we haven't seen any other heavyweight impose their size on Usyk.
Well,
no one.
I mean...
and he's so small.
That's not true.
Who did?
Kizora was just not fit enough to do it more than 5 rounds. But like I said it before my prediction, I said before the Anthony Joshua fight, I said, if Anthony Joshua can take a note from Kizora's book and just bloody put his arm down and just swing for the fences, okay? If he's got the cardio to keep that up, good luck to Usyk, okay? Kizora did the game plan. You're a light heavyweight coming into heavyweight division. I will introduce you to some heavyweight punches. Absolutely, I thought Dubois didn't do a great job of containing him with power, but I think it's possible. Can Fury do it? I don't know.
Well, he did it on Wilder.
It's a way different fighter. Here's my like as an analysis, and again, I'm only going with Fury for argument's sake. I kind of believe Usyk's probably going to win, but the question I have is, because he didn't do it at any point in time, if he high guards Usyk, will Usyk just
circle around?
We'll just do the Lomachenko thing and just be like, oh, thank you for high guarding.
Right.
So, because you high guard Wilder, you walk into Wilder. Wilder's going to try to hit the guard, and then you can counter. But Usyk won't do that. He might throw some taps and get out of there.
Right.
So I didn't see Fury at any point do this and walk him down, because I don't know if you can do that to those Ukrainians.
No, you can't. They just spin around and get you in between the punches.
I don't think you can do it. I think that you would need to do it with bomb punches. You would need to do it like Kizora did it, where you're literally like swing and a miss, third one you have to deal with it to put it on the ropes, and then once you got them on the ropes, just touch. But I don't know.
I think he should, if he wants to win, he has to make it dirty. We've seen it with Lomachenko, and I think with Usyk it's going to be the same. You can't let the guy think too much. Just push him, put your hand on him, pull him down, do all that dirty tactics that I'm sure Fury knows, because in this gypsy culture they know how to make it rough. So
they invented
masters,
dirty boxing.
yeah.
They invented dirty boxing. So
that's up. There we go.
There we go. Almost happened.
Guys, don't buy cheap chairs from Ace.
Or do if you want to live life dangerously.
Exactly.
There we go. We almost got it.
I'm gonna fix it later.
Almost got it. Fury. Fury by stoppage in the 8th round. That's what I'm going to go.
Okay, I'm going with
yeah, it's a wild pick. I'm going to go with a walk down stoppage in the 8th round. I'm going to go with a body shot stoppage in the 8th round. That's what I'm going to go with.
Phew, okay, that's interesting. Well, we know Usyk is soft to the body.
He is though, right?
He is.
Yeah,
he definitely is.
I mean, obviously he's going to condition the hell out of himself, but he would have conditioned himself for all of it. I just think some people can take body shots, some people can't, right?
Yep.
You know, you've been in the ring with other dudes that you think, well, they're ripped to the max, they're going to be able to think, and they can't take it at all, you know, so...
Usually it's the fat guys that can take shots, right? It's the fat guy.
Fucking hell, can you explain that to me? Is it like the fat absorption?
It's like when you put the bodyguard, you know, when you go past for people, and they're like, same thing.
Like you see those big coaches, and I don't know if you saw the video. A video came out yesterday of Justin Gaethje and his coach doing body shot challenge.
No, I haven't seen it, no.
I'll show it to you after. Well, his coach is this like fat Mexican dude, and they're just one-on-one with MMA gloves wailing on each other's body, and the fat guy can just take the body shots, you know, and you're like...
Yeah, it's sheets, you know, put a layer of fat, you just have a little big sponge, take the punch, and you see it shake.
So I need to get fat is what you're saying, basically. I need to put on weight.
Yeah, but then what happens is you're going to be fighting the heavyweights at like 5'8". You don't want to fight the heavyweights now, man.
No, I mean just as a fat coach.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%.
Fat coaches that just like...
100%, yeah, for sure.
Have to work on it.
And then you can say, this is good life.
No, it's part of it's for operation. It's part of my occupation. I need this extra 40 kilos on my stomach.
I think once I stop competing, I'm gonna gain so much weight.
I bet you won't. I bet you go through a period. Here's my prediction. I bet you go through a period where you let it a little bit, and then you're going to start to do weights. You're going to start to do squats. I've seen you in your weight phase. You're going to come back. You're going to come back. You're going to have fucking traps like this.
Tricks.
Yeah, you're going to be like fucking, just deadlifted 130 today, but just for breakfast, watch. Yeah. That's my prediction. Fast forward to 2 years from now, he's going to be sitting here and go, hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another
Johnny Bravo.
Mark my words. Mark my words.
Alright guys, thank you for watching. Please consider to subscribe and we'll see you after the fight.